asked was, how do you, after inserting a record with a link entity framework approach, how do you get the new ID that was just created? So here I just brought up, we've been doing it all along in my demo where we had the master detail page. So I'm just going to create a new patient here in medical office. And I set a breakpoint here. So I've come into the create post, right? So I have a new patient object that I've built. And I'll just point out at this stage though, see how the ID is 0 because it's new object, right? So I'll just step through, okay, add the patient object to the patient's DB set, right? Notice at this stage, still, the ID is 0. We do save changes. Now I want to step out, right? And then after we finish saving changes, let me hover over patient again. And look at that, okay? So in the save process, Entity Framework has populated the auto number field, the identity field of the ID already, which is why I was able to do this in the posted solution earlier, is I can actually grab the ID of the patient object, because that's the new ID that was just generated, and then redirect to action details for that particular patient, right? So it's like my step, and then I can just come in here and add new appointments, etc. But the point was that, you know, in your controller, after you do a save changes, when you're adding to a DB set, the object that you pass, if you access it after the fact, you can just pull its ID right then and there. Easy peasy. So if you want, make a little, say you need to add something, a lookup value inside of one controller, you can just make a little method. You can even return an integer, you know, if you're using an int primary key. Pass the information needed to do an add to a DB set, and then return the object's .id, and that will return the new ID, and you can use that right in line in code. Bada bing, bada boom.